For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, we are live and amplified. So let's get ready to podcast.
Fire it up.
Hey, Jenny, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Just trying to handle a scheduling snafu that happened.
Uh-oh.
It's all good. We'll get it squared away. They'll get the hint. They'll get the hint eventually.
Okay.
So, it's just one of those things where, it's interesting, but we'll get over it. Anyways.
Okay.
If
you need me to come back later, I can.
No. You're fine. You're 100% fine.
Okay.
I do want to thank you for jumping on here. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
First off, for anybody that's just getting to know you or just hearing about you for the first time, what's kind of your story? What got you into music? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, I just started writing songs professionally about 3 years ago, and recording them and releasing them and figuring out what to do to get them on radio, and then realizing that I need promotion. So, doing all the business and stuff. It's been about 3 years, but I've always written poems and songs, always acted, performed, went around in high school and did open mics and karaoke and all that stuff. Singing's always been something that I enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And where are you at right now? Where are you based out of?
I'm in New York, upstate New York, Ulster County.
And you're born and raised there, or?
No, I was born in Augusta, Georgia, and raised Connecticut and New York.
Gotcha. That's quite the move, isn't it? From Augusta, Georgia to up to the East Coast.
Yes. Yeah. My father traveled around with construction companies. He was an accountant for them.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so, first off, I want to thank you for jumping on here and being a part of our fundraiser for pancreatic cancer research.
No problem.
I know you didn't know my mother, but the podcast that we do was one of her favorite things to listen to, even before she got sick. So that's kind of what
reasoning behind you doing it.
There you go. Was the reason behind everything. So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it all happened so quickly, but it's one of those things where when there's really not much you could say or do about it, because pancreatic cancer, it's one of those things that there's not much of a warning signs, not many warning signs behind it. So it's just kind of like, find out you got it and you just got to kind of go from there. So since we're just kind of on the topic, have you had any family, friends, close relatives that have suffered from pancreatic cancer or just cancer in general?
No, not that I know of. I mean, other health issues, but no, not that I've known of that.
Okay. I figured I'd bring it up and ask since we were on the topic of conversation.
Absolutely.
But,
no, but I do like to support, anything that I possibly can that,
we appreciate it. I was really excited when you jumped on, because I'd seen you on the social medias for at least for the last couple of months. It's weird. Cool. Since I've had a little bit more time on my hands, it's like, I'm starting to notice all these different musicians that are really talented. And, so I was glad when you kind of popped in and said, hey, I'm interested. So.
Oh, thank you.
And so where are you kind of at creatively right now? Are you writing, releasing, recording? Where are you kind of at right now?
So I just did, over the pandemic, I recorded 3 songs, and then I did a music video for one. So we're promoting that, and we're trying to get on tour this summer to go around and promote it. And hopefully this winter, record some more. So I got a lot of songs that need to be recorded. So, and I also want to re-record one. So we got a lot of projects going on, a lot of fun stuff. Mhm.
And you're going to do that in upstate New York, or
Yes, I think recording. We do recording in upstate New York, and
Yeah.
then the tour. We're going to go all over the United States.
Nice. How big, or when do you leave for the tour? Or that's next year, right?
That's going to be in the summer. Yeah.
Yeah, summer. How is that shaping up? Obviously, COVID hopefully will not be that big of a concern. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it seems to be shaping up pretty well. We're booking things consistently, and a lot of things are last minute because a lot of people are still testing positive or getting sick. So I've been able to fill in a lot, luckily, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Been well. So it seems promising.
Nice. And do you how long's the tour going to be? Do you know roughly how many dates, or?
I'm not entirely sure. About 7, I think we talked about. I actually have a contract that I need to read over as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Reading over the contract, that's important. Very important.
Yeah.
So, no, that's awesome. And are you excited? I'm guessing you're excited to get back out on the road and tour and play shows.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a little taste of it the end of this summer. We were able to go to North Carolina, and we went to Atlantic City, New Jersey, and a little bit Goshen Stampede in Connecticut. We did the rodeo there. I was able to sing at the Hudson Valley Rodeo, the national anthem. So I like going around all over the place, singing for tons of different people, sharing my story. I'd like to do that more often. So I'm really excited. Yeah, can't wait.
Where's one place that you haven't played yet that you're really wanting to, or you're excited to play?
I can't wait to go to Tennessee. I have not performed in Tennessee yet. I've sang karaoke in Tennessee, but I've never been to Nashville. So I'm really excited for that. And also I think Texas is on the list. I'm excited to go back there. I have a lot of friends from college. So, and I love the area. So the South is fun for me, and can't wait.
Nice. Where in Texas? I'm just asking because I'm in Waco. That's where
You're in Waco? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, cool. I went to school in University of Dallas in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Irving. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you seem to jump all over the place when it comes to like moving and stuff. What was the draw for the University of Dallas?
So University of Dallas, they had a study abroad program when I was in 11th grade in high school, and it was for Shakespeare in Italy, and I love Shakespeare, and I applied and got in, and I loved the teachers, and they gave me, I think, early admission, and I was like, I just want to go there. I don't want to apply anywhere else. I want to go there. And I went, and it was a great experience. I got to go back and live in Italy for a semester abroad.
Nice. What was that experience like? That's got to be incredible.
It absolutely was incredible. The history was amazing. Learning the language, being immersed in the language, the culture, the architecture, the religion, everything. It was a lot. It was a lot. 6 months was not enough time.
Oh, I imagine probably not. Like, especially in a place like that where they've got centuries of history, right, and like centuries of centuries, if we're being honest about it. So
yeah, it was really, really cool.
That's insane. No, so that it's always, I've always told people that haven't traveled outside of the country that they definitely need to, because it's a completely different experience, and like you get stuck seeing these different countries from the perspective of the news media, or like one person, and it's just like, no, you got to get out and experience some of this stuff yourself. So
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
How long did you stay in Dallas? How long were you there for?
I was there for about 3.5 years. And then I came back upstate and I finished my degree and up around here in the Hudson Valley. And then,
nice.
That was it. I've been here ever since.
Gotcha. So I do want to talk about being endorsed by Michelob Ultra, which how did that one kind of come around?
So that was pretty funny, actually. They had this contest for like triathletes and stuff like that to be sponsored by them to get clothing and free beer for a month. And they're like, what's your, like, why do you think that you should be endorsed by Mick Ultra? And people are putting videos and pictures of them like opening beers with a kick, or like, like how many miles they run, or like doing like things. And I was like, I'm just going to sing Beer Never Broke My Heart. And I put the video on there and I got 60,000 views, and they emailed me and they were like, yeah, you won. So it was pretty cool. But they did pick like the best videos or the best people, and they sponsored me, and I got I was able to use their name and put some videos out and get a little bit more views, a little bit more exposure for my own music. So it was that was a huge step, because that was during the pandemic that I was able to do all those.
So that was recent. That was more recently then. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it was 2 years. Yeah. A year and a half. But maybe it was just before the pandemic, I think.
Gotcha. That's cool. And then you also done a little bit of acting and stuff like that as well, correct? And reading everything, right?
Right. Yeah, you're right. And I did before I started singing, I got my headshots and I went on, I did acting. So I did a lot of background acting. I did a lot of student films. I did I did get my SAG card, so I can work. I can do more in acting, but I did switch over from actress to singer. So because I enjoy singing and writing songs a lot more.
Yeah, that's what was the I've done some film stuff, and so I know how hard it is being an extra. I love telling the story about the day that I spent on set on the Independence Day, the sequel that they did out in New Mexico. Because
fun.
Yeah, so they brought me out to be a civilian for one of the alien attack scenes, and I show up at set. I think like call time was like 8 a.m. or something, or like not ridiculously early, but early enough. I get there, and they put you through the entire process of registering, going through wardrobe, all that stuff. And they look at me and they're like, we think we're going to move you to being a soldier, a wounded soldier. I'm like, okay, sounds fine with me. And I was like, so what do I need to do? And they're like, oh, well, your call time's not till 6 p.m. And I'm like, well, you do realize it's 10 a.m. What do you want me to do? And they're like, well, you can leave and just go home and come back, or you could stay here on set, get paid, and just eat our food for the next 8 hours. And I'm like, that sounds like a good idea, because I lived 3 hours away at the time. I literally just took the job because I thought it was going to be fun or something.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and then long story short, I was on set pretty much 18 hours, which any union job, you're not supposed to be on set for 18 hours by any stretch of the imagination.
Depends. It depends. No, you do get overtime. You can be. I've been on set before up to 14 hours before. They pay overtime for 8 hours.
Yeah. They did pay overtime, so like I was cool with that. It wasn't just like a flat rate or anything. But needless to say,
not every.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. But so the long and short of it is, I finally, after like going back and forth, I get finally get on set, and they're like, okay, you're going to be in this hospital bed, play dead. I'm like, all right. And because I had been up since like 2 a.m. because I had to drive 3 hours, I laid down in this hospital bed and I passed right out.
Oh, so you played the role well.
Yeah, and one of the people playing the doctors, they're like, they came and woke me up. It's like, hey man, we're done. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, you've been asleep for an hour and a half. And I'm like, all right. Did anybody notice? He's like, no, not really. Like, I mean, I noticed, but I wasn't going to say nothing. So
works.
Yeah, for sure. So That's like my go-to story now. Anytime somebody brings up that they were an extra or anything. Was there any, do you have any interesting stories from your experience being an extra?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so very many. I just remember, I don't even know. I can't, I don't even know. I don't know.
I got you.
Long days and, crazy costumes and being in high heels for 10 hours at a time when I don't usually wear high heels. That hurts. Interesting people. I mean, there was one movie we filmed in Bridgeport. There were people coming off the street, like trying to get on camera and then getting mad and tell them to leave. And just like there's so many interesting things that go on.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have set security.
Yes.
Deal with it.
Awesome. Security is.
Yeah, security is so important. So,
Mm-hmm.
but not to sit on that for too long, but I thought it was just kind of an interesting thing that I noticed that you had done some acting and
That's
all
cool.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
That's fine.
So moving kind of forward with your music, I noticed that you have some shows coming up, correct?
Yes.
What's the show schedule looking like?
So we're going to be playing tomorrow at up in Colony for spina bifida benefit in Albany.
Mhm.
And that's going to be fun. The band's going to be playing out, so we're going to be rocking it out there.
Mhm.
We're going to be playing a bar down here in Poughkeepsie December 11th, which is just a show, just to come out, just for fun, no benefit or anything. And then I have some acoustic things going on in Connecticut, just me solo acoustic. And then, other things are lining up. Putnam Place is a place up in Saratoga that I'll be playing again too, with the band, hopefully.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we are working on, and we're gonna be playing hopefully consistently throughout the winter time.
Yeah.
So
For sure. Is always the hope and dream to always just be playing with the band, or do you prefer doing like more solo stuff, or is it just kind of depend on the?
Yeah, it depends on what people want. I like being more versatile because then I'm able to work performing more than I would be if I were just a band or if I were just solo. I feel like when I put the band together, I did it so that I would, be able to have more opportunity to play more places, play more festivals, more fairs, more live music halls. Because a lot of time, they'll have an opener, and I have opened places where I felt like I was just me by myself. Like I really wish I had a band to back me up.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to have them with me and be able to have that sound. But so I just like being versatile. But it's cool. It's cool having people with you though.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely, especially when you're out traveling or driving. I guess not driving long distances, but just traveling in general. It makes it a little bit easier to pass the time when you've got the knucklehead drum player in the back, playing jokes or whatever, So
Yeah.
I can only imagine what tour life is like because I don't actively go out on tours like that. So,
Right.
But yeah, so first off, I do want to thank you one more time for jumping on here. Before we kind of start wrapping everything up, one thing that we've been doing with everybody on that comes onto the fundraiser stream here is we have a random question generator.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to spin the wheel here and I'm going to just ask you what the question is. So if you are ready, I've got the question for you.
All right, I'm ready.
What is something you wish you knew more about?
Who? Everything.
Okay, fair.
I don't know. I wish I could know more about everything. I'm very curious about different things.
That's fair. No, I'll take it. It works. It really works.
I don't know. Like some people will say something about, like law and how law works. I'm like, oh, I'm curious about that. And I'll look it up. Or medical, like something that's going on in the medical field, and I want to look it up and learn more about that. So, yeah, I love learning about more about like pretty much everything.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to thank you for jumping on here. It's been an absolute blast chatting with you. And I think, did you schedule a podcast for later next year or no?
I'm not sure.
Okay. There's a whole bunch. There was a lot of people that signed up for this that scheduled podcasts for later on next year. And I'm just like trying to figure it all out right now. But
Okay.
if you hadn't, I'd really love to get you back on and chat and go in more in depth on a lot of your music and some of the new stuff you got going on, all that fun stuff. Because obviously doing this, you got to keep it a little bit shorter for people to kind of, keep people interested and whatnot. But I do appreciate you jumping on here, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
Not a problem. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to come back. Thank you so much for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back in a little bit with another act. See you guys in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.